actually, I don't know what I'm gonna say from there. That's the truth. Today's topic is kind of be off the cuff. And I'm creating another visual, and that'll be it for now. But my intentions of this podcast episode is to have one come out every Saturday, once a week. It's very minimal, very simple, and I want to believe I can do it, and I know I can. So if you hear me, I'm a little congested. I don't know why, but that's what's happening. And again, thank you for being here. And if at any point any of the advice I can express or talk about and tell about my stories of where I've been and what I've done throughout anything I'm talking about, because it's always going to relate back to how I found a particular answer or a particular route to help myself as a 27-year-old adult in society today, whether that be a good thing or bad thing. I want y'all to know that this is always a safe space. There's no judgment, it's a free-for-all. It's pretty neutral. Let's talk about topics. Let's have a healthy discussion about them, whether we disagree, whether we go back and forth, like a healthy debate. And if we can establish that here, who says that you can't establish that in your own home? So we're gonna get into it. If you have not seen this before or listened to any of my other episodes, please do so and check that out, because you'll be able to understand where I'm coming from with a lot of different things. And I've created a way to help myself make podcast content, but also other social media content around it too, for the day, and whenever it comes out, and if it doesn't, then it doesn't. I'm not trying to force anything. I'm not trying to be so hard on myself, because I have a bad rep of doing that to myself. Just saying. So I have these. I made these out of leftover cardstock. These have content ideas, and they're all on the side, and I face them opposite of me so I can just pick the first one, and then whatever it is, it's off the cuff, and that's today's topic. So let's see what's on the first. Let's see what the first card is. Ooh, this is a good one. The card says, and I did this research, so I bundled up a whole bunch of different advice columns, or for business stuff or hobby stuff pertaining around photography specifically, because I have a lot that goes into that. And if you hear me cuss and cough or kind of clear my throat so I can talk clearly, I'm gonna try to move my mic away from my mouth to be able to not interrupt the flow of the podcast. So again, I apologize if that happens. Forewarning. Also, all of this is unedited, and I feel like it's more of a conversation when it's unedited. And for those who can withstand a longevity and the longevity of an actual conversation, I think that's really, really important. So, today's question, and if you hear a train, I live right next to a train track. I'm just saying. See right there. And I'm sorry. Okay. Can photography help depression? Ooh. Let me, also while I'm doing this, I'm making other content, so give you 1 second and I'm gonna repeat myself. So you're gonna see the natural flow of when I'm making content. Sorry. Okay. I'll be right back. You're gonna see unedited shit, so. So, today's topic, I pulled a card from my little content pile. This is today's topic. I don't know if you can read it. No, I wasn't even recording on my phone. Okay. Take 2. Take 3. Today's podcast episode topic, and I pulled a card from my content pile of ideas. I don't know if y'all can read it backwards, but here it's, can photography help depression? I'm gonna talk more about this on my podcast episode. Please check that out, and all the links are always in the bio, for real. If you need help with that, please let me know. And again, check out the links in the bio, because this topic I'm so excited to talk about, and the podcast is in for a really, really big treat. See you there. I hope to see you there. So, the visual on this podcast episode, just witnessed a full on me making a draft for content. Excuse me. Also, again, this is unedited. Okay. Now we're gonna get into the juicy bits. Oh, wait, hold on. I lied. Let's talk about the songs. Actually, I'll talk about that at the end. I should have talked about it before I was recording, but I'm already on the roll. So, and I'm already anticipating this topic. So, can photography help depression? In my neutral, honest opinion, yes. Because that's genuinely what helped me during the time that I was nowhere near any family. I don't want to say I'm not a friendly person. I am a friendly person, but in order for me to stay friends with people, I gotta continue back and forth. And I didn't like that I always put everyone above my own well-being, whatever, above what I wanted to do or had to do. And at the end, I'm putting myself on the back burner. Literally. Now, you can say, can photography help depression? You can automatically say no. But I would want to hear your valid answer in response to that. The reason why I say yes is because I have learned so much just exploring around, and this was at the time I lived in Washington. So not necessarily Seattle, but whenever anybody talks about Washington, oh, you ever been to, or did you live in Seattle? And it's kind of like the base form of, did you live there, did you not, kind of thing. When trying to make conversation about the place. So all in all, when it comes to it, there was a time I was severely depressed. I'm not even gonna lie. There's no reason to. And it was almost to the point of where a certain relationship of mine was nearly not even existing. So it took me time to be okay with that, and it was a long, hard experience to even try to be okay with it and be comfortable with it, because it was kind of something all I knew at the time. But I would say my favorite part about it was I got to take myself on many dates, if you will. Right? I mean, before they were even a thing. Yeah, I felt a little bit weird, but I felt a certain level of independence, and I felt that I was able to explore everything and anything I wanted to. Now, give or take. And the reason why this even goes hand in hand with photography is because that's where majority of my stuff took place. I kind of spent, at the time, money wasn't terrible, but at the time, spending $500 or $600 on a camera was kind of a bit of a stretch. And it was scary because I wasn't sure if that's what I solely wanted to do. And what I'm filming now as the visual for this podcast episode is the camera I bought. And the reason why I went with the camera I did is because, rebel me, I always want to go opposite of what other people are doing, and opposite of what the society, is this a word? A societal norm. And that kind of goes deeper to me not wanting to keep working a 9-to-5 until the end of my days. That's the honest truth. And I've always worked at certain places, a lot of food industry places, that were 40-year or 50-year-old grandmas at that point of their time were working at a food restaurant, and I'm like, oh, and it always made me feel sad, because it made me feel sad for them because they just did that, you know. And I kind of took it upon myself to kind of really realize that I don't want any of that for me. And however long that's still making me figure it out along this way, hopefully, I don't want to say hopefully, I know one day I'll be able to reap the full benefits, but until then, I get to explore and venture and experience so many things along the way. And that's kind of, now that I'm saying it out loud, loving the process of the journey, wherever that's going to be, whether that takes me to here, whether that takes me to there. That alone can get me out of that funk, and it did. Alongside, I had a very, very close person that helped me at the same time. That when I was too, I don't want to say too broken to even bother to take care of myself, they kind of helped me and kind of just really were able to talk to me, and vice versa. And being with this person really helped me realize a lot and helped me go on my own spiritual journey. Not to the point where I believe in one thing. And prior any of all of this, when I was younger, I would always question the obvious, you know, and I'd always want to know everything, but no one would ever want to tell me everything. And I like asking questions, and I always, back then when I would want to ask a question, and it always would make me feel stupid for asking of it, because who I was asking, and being family members at that, made me feel like I didn't know it, but that was the reason why. And they were like questioning as to why I didn't know it, or why I even bothered to answer the question. And it's that kind of level, and they were at a time in their mind, or at that time, they're not where they're at now. It's a level, it's a different level of growth that they didn't know they were projecting. And they didn't know. And that's the crazy part about generational curses and excuse me, upbringing. The more I talk, the more mocos that is just not cool. I'm gonna take a break. I'll be right back. Okay, I cleared my airwaves and my camera on my battery. My battery on my camera is gonna die. So we're gonna keep going to however long we can. So, like I was saying, that's kind of like the generational curse kind of thing. People just don't know when, or adults really. And it sucks because either they're stuck in that mindset of me, and everything else is irrelevant. And I'm the type of person that's gonna analyze and figure out logically why, personally first, of course, because if I can figure myself out, I can possibly help somebody else. I totally got a brain fart. If I can help somebody else, that'd be 10 times better. Okay, so what was I talking about? Generational curses, talking about me. Excuse me. I really forgot where I left off. I'm so sorry. Sometimes that will happen to me, just so you know. Back to the question. Can photography help depression? Yeah. But again, the journey of oneself, one particular person, is when they're away, I can only really hope that one particular person, that when they're alone, they don't think of it as a bad thing. I hope that they kind of see it from a different perspective, because I wish I would have done it that way. And I have more so ever since quite a while now. I can't really pinpoint it, but sometimes, like, it's literally, it's not a bad thing to be alone. It's really not. It allows you to take some time for yourself. It allows you to figure out what you want to go do for the day. It allows you to do shit you've always wanted to do. It allows you to get to know yourself a lot better. And that alone is probably one of the best pinpoints of learning a new hobby. And for me at the time, it was photography. I mean, I've done it way before I even actually got my own camera, but I can go on that another time. But I picked it back up in Washington when I ordered my first camera, which is the one I'm filming on now. And all I've really done for the camera is get new lenses, and I still intend to upgrade the whole body. That way I can still use these lenses, because lenses are probably the best part of the camera. And once I'm able to afford a new Nikon 6, new Nikon Z7, or Z6 or Z7, one or the other, then I will, because I know that's my next camera. But for the time being, I also am trying out Sony. Yes, I've got this camera. It's Sony. I'm showing the visual on youtube.com. channel is at onesoulphotos or onesoul, one or the other, it'll work. I'm showing off my camera, my Sony ZV-E10. I know a lot of YouTubers use it, and I'm still maneuvering it. I got a kit lens, and I'm completely fine with it because I'm still testing it out. So again, can photography help depression? Hell yes. The reason also being that, one, anything that's dealing or working with your motor skills or your brain, it's okay. Why is this doing it? Like, it allows you to make errors while not really paying attention to what you're going through. Sure, it may be avoiding it a little. Maybe going out on a photo walk by yourself, and I've done this plenty of times, will let you see so much things. And at the time, I honestly got so tired of waiting for people to do stuff with. And if they didn't make the time to do stuff with me, and I went and ventured out on my own, that I want to do more things in my life. So I can't waste time like that, you know? There are some things where I'm just kind of iffy and whatever with my time, but some other things are just not like that. So can photography help depression? Hell yeah. Again, so many aspects go into these content ideas that I have, and if you're liking this series of either free advice or really nailing down and explaining and conversating about certain topics, please stick around because I have more on the way. Also, if you wanted to know how I did this process, I went to askthepeople.com. I believe that's it. Let me double check. I want to believe this is it, but I don't think it is actually. I take that website back. Once I'm able to find the website, I'll leave it in the description of the episode. Yeah, pretty much what I said. Secondly, I also have a blog that I post every once in a while, and it goes along with my photography pictures that I post with it, and then I talk about a story, and I would love it if you check that out. Again, all the links are always in the bio. If you're looking for a blog, I got that. If you're looking for a radio station, I got that. If you're looking for YouTube videos, I got that. If you're looking for Twitch streaming, I got that too. I got a lot on my plate, and I'm trying my best, and I'm always consistently trying to think of things to film regardless. My favorite part about being a content creator, I'm just saying, is I really, really love engaging in a conversation intellectually, and it's honestly by far my favorite thing. And analyzing and just everything of that matter is my thing. And I love talking about morality. I love talking about philosophy. I love talking about ethics and just everything about why people do things, and learning about myself too, because that's the journey. And I'm gonna go. I really want to say thank you for hearing me out. Thank you for being here again. If you love what you heard on this episode, check out all the other episodes on onesoulTALKS. And again, thank you for coming to onesoulTALKS to feel something, if it made you rethink about something, if it made you feel an emotion, if it helped you, please, I hope you stick around, and I hope to see you on the next one. And subscribe on the YouTube channel, follow us on all socials. We're getting in the hang of this, okay? I love you. Take care. Take time for yourself. Peace. There you go. I forgot we were going to talk about the songs that I put in. Oh man, Russ has been on he is on a good one. I'm not even gonna cap. But when he put out part 2 of Losing Control, man, I saw him in concert in October, I want to say. I believe so. And if not, then no, September. I lied, September. It was in Vegas, and it was so worth it. And I went by myself. That's the truth. Losing Control Part 2, such a oldie. I don't want to say an oldie, but a goodie. I only say oldie because it's an older song, but it's like the second part of it. And I remember him speaking on that it's now reflecting on the relationship, and they're wanting to go, you know, back to each other kind of thing, or they're missing one another compared to when they were losing each other in the first part of the original song. So that is on point. That's different. And it kind of had a harder time reaching out to me, but as more I listen to it, it grabs my soul. Secondly, Remember, the remix version, it's so much better because of Haley. So I kind of followed along that. He posted a Remember challenge. His song is called Remember, and he sang a portion of the song, then he left it open as an open verse challenge. She did her part on her own TikTok video, then he got her they ended up making a complete remix of his song Remember. So please check out Russ. He's by far one of my favorite artists to follow, mainly because of the mindset he has. And sometimes it's arrogant, I ain't even gonna lie. Sometimes it's too much. Sometimes, it's just right. Regardless, he's probably one of the people to watch. I'm not, genuinely. So I'm looking forward to anything he puts out and speaks on, or any podcast episode, because he drops gems genuinely. And that's how I want somebody just to tell me things, just to lay it out. And I appreciate that from him as a fan. Also, check out his recent album, Chomp 2. I believe that's what it's called, if I can recall. But regardless, thank you for being here. Check out Russ. Check out all my socials. Check out all the stuff I've been putting out into the world. I hope to see you on the next one. Peace.